Okay, so now to get started, Zayaan, we miss you. Hope you join us very soon. Now, if it takes Swishy the snail 10 minutes to crawl 2 inches, how many minutes will it take him to crawl 10 inches, assuming he crawls at a constant speed? Now, Cam's first conjecture was 80 minutes, but I'm showing Cam a way to write down a ratio. Cam, did you already write inches per minute? Now, do you know that when you drive in your dad or mom's car, that there's a ratio? Do you know what it's called of how fast the car goes?
Miles per hour.
Yep. So miles per hour is just like a ratio, but this one is inches per minute because it's a snail. Now it says, what information can I put next to it in a fraction? Because look what it says. That's what I call the given information. What should I put on the inches? Cam, it's right here, buddy, right in front of you. What should I put on the, no, I asked you about the inches on the top of the fraction. Is it a 2 or a 10? Is it a 2 or is it a 10? What goes here next to this ratio? Of course it's a 2 because it says 2 inches.
And then it's 10 minutes.
And then minutes, so you say 2 over 10. So write that down. You should have the ratio of inches to minutes equals the given information, which is 2 inches every 10 minutes. And now,
hey, that's a fraction.
Say again?
That's a fraction.
It is a fraction. That's what I love. But wait a minute. Now they ask you how long, wait, how long will it take him to go 10 inches? Now, my friend, if you're looking to make an equivalent fraction, did you write equals 10 on the top? Cam, did you write that yet? I don't think you wrote that yet.
No, I forgot.
Okay. So I want you to write it right now. And now, Cam, come on, if you want to make an equivalent fraction, 2 is to 10, as 10 is to what? You think to yourself, what did we do to the 2 to get to 10? And then you have to do the same thing to the bottom, and then you'll have your answer.
5.
Yes. And so when I multiply 10 by 5, what do I get?
2.
2? 10 times 5 is 2?
My bad. And 50.
It's 50. So of course, there are not 80 minutes, but 50 minutes. And
this, I was close.
Yeah, but you gotta be thinking logically. And the logic is, okay, let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you sort of another question. What if he would go 100 inches? How many minutes would that take?
Hey, guys, you have to keep this close.
500 minutes?
You have to keep it close.
Yes, that's amazing, buddy. You should show your dad what you just did.
And then if it was 1,000, he'd be 5,000.
Show me what you did. Hi, Mr. Kramer.
Oh, hey. So I'm really kind of excited about this because we're doing this question about miles per hour, but instead it's a snail. So we're doing inches per minute, and the given information was a 2 to 10 ratio, and Cam was able to get 50 minutes for 10 inches, but then Cam started seeing these connections that you can make a ratio anything as long as you are consistent. And so I was kind of,
here's the tricky thing.
Yeah.
This would be tricky. I just don't know how to do 20 yet.
Wait, when you say 20, are you?
Oh, wait a second.
That if 10. We did 10 to 50, 20 to what?
To what? Yeah, 20 to what?
Think of what I had to do to
So,
Times what?
times 5. 10
No,
times
10
5.
times what
10
equals
times
20?
5 is
10
that.
times what equals 20?
10
10 times 2.
Yes. And therefore,
50 times 2. What's 50 times 2?
50 times 2 is.
Think.
Please. Oh, tell me. 100.
now I have to tell you, so I love when he goes, don't tell me. Like,
Don't tell me. I do too, right? He's just like, wait, I'm gonna get it. He knows he's on the right track.
Look,
Right?
Wait,
the
don't tell me.
reason I like it is
100.
I want, teachers want students that are hyper communicators. And if he's willing,
So you know that he needs a pause to think about it for a second, as opposed to like,
yeah, and because what teachers and even parents have difficulty with is they want to help so badly.
yeah,
And
they give in too soon, right?
right. And what you want to do is you want to give maybe a tiny push. And I might even ask, Zayaan and Cam, hey guys, do you want a little push? And they'll go, yeah, I want to push. Or then Cam will go, no, Mr. Kramer, wait, please. And
Just need time.
really like that. So if you can sort of encourage Cam to do that in sort of
Just
all
take a minute, right? Take a minute, right?
Yeah. Also, when you're in your car, show him the miles per hour. And
of course.
let's say that you guys are traveling from
to Hyannis on our way to Nantucket.
Oh my God! So Hyannis is
About 69 miles.
69
miles. So let's say that your car goes 69 miles per 1 hour, and Cam, to get from your house,
it takes 2 hours to get there though.
Well, that's with traffic. When no traffic, it's an hour and 15 minutes, and I go a little faster than 69 miles per hour. So but you have to factor in some stop and go in the city and stop and go on the other side, right?
Yeah, where do you live?
We live in Boston, Beacon Hill.
Oh, no kidding. So I live in the South End.
This was Chestnut Street.
Well, we live on Chestnut Street, which is in the neighborhood that's called Beacon Hill in Boston.
Wow. So do you know the Blasbergs?
We do not.
Jeannie and John Blasberg, they have a house on Chestnut Street, and we go there.
You work with them?
We go there for Passover. He's a childhood friend of my wife's, and they're amazing. He works at Bain, and she's a writer, and really.
Oh, well, you should do an introduction sometime. They're our neighbors, for sure.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. So so anyway, we're going to continue. Cam and I are just.
Well, can I just do like 2 minutes? Did you get his test results from that year?
I did, and I analyzed them, and I sent Jeannie a note that I analyzed them, and hey, anytime you want to discuss it, because I spent a little time doing it, and it.
No, and I want to do this. So we should set up a half-hour call and just go through it, because I have to give you some observations about how he did the test and where he did well and where I maybe coached him a little bit.
Oh, cool. I think that's great, and that's going to be very, very helpful. So let me.
Well, when you're done, do you have my email? Because it would just help me if I had something in my inbox to remind me.
Yeah, you know what? Can you just give it to me right now? And
sure. Yeah, it's just
your full name is.
Yep, Carl C-A-R-L, Marcy M-A-R-C-I, and that's the email. It's just carlmarcy@gmail.com.
Oh.
And then just a little facts for you to know: CAM is an acronym for Carl Amalfi Jr. So he's really Carl Jr.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, his birth name is Carl Amalfi Jr. We just call him Cam because it's nice.
Hey, Junior, have you seen Junior?
No, technically we do it because we don't want to get confused.
And we don't want to get confused. That's right.
Yeah, Cam, for some reason, I don't think you're going to get confused very often, buddy. All right, so let's get
confusions like every time.
Depends on the subject.
Yeah, it depends on the subject.
So what we're going to do is I
just heard like a picture snap.
I want you to read this out loud to me, please.
Omar's house is number 2. Is a 2-digit number. Both the digits are equal. You add the two difference, it will get you to 10. The digit the digit 6 is more than one digit? What is the Moore's house number?
The tens digit
Use your
is
muscles.
6 more than the ones digit.
Nice.
So that was E is 7.
So what do you, well, I
But
want
it says even.
yeah. So I want you to think about what his house number is.
Half would be here. Half all of them. Okay. Put it in.
Okay, I'll show you.
Show me. Okay. Nice. Well, put it away from me.
I can also list another bottle. Hold on.
What I think you drink.
I guess we should buy another one.
We'll buy some more for you. Go at 9. This is really.
What do you think, buddy?
Now I have to see and Cam's
little boosters.
Can I no. See in the back of the what about Aria?
Well, the reason Cam's in the back. That's why. It's not because.
Are we gonna buy another 6 and 4?
We're gonna get a booster seat for you and Aria, and Cam
Well,
doesn't even need a booster.
does that meet all?
Well, once I get some
tens digit 6 more than the
And then when you're 13, you can sit up front with me. Except in the second you can do as well, because we don't care.
8-2. Are you still gonna be with
it's a 2-digit number.
18?
Both digits are
82?
even. You can't keep guessing, but I want you to choose one from the 3 answers you gave me that you know works.
82.
Yes, it is. Because 8.
My dad is in my heart.
So if you think about this,
He lives in my heart.
can you go to a quieter room, Cam? Go to a quieter room. Could you do that? Could you go to a quieter room? And that way we can do a lot more math.
So yeah, you want to go in the library, yeah?
Is this better?
Oh, it's much better. I mean, I would think it's better for you too, right? You like it when it's more quiet so you can concentrate, right? Awesome job. So
It's
tell
just
me
that we have
why,
our cleaners over today.
tell me why 82 is the best answer. Tell me that what it does.
I only gave two answers.
Well, you gave 3 answers overall, but why is 82 the right answer?
Because the tens digit is 6 more than the ones digit, and it's a 2, and yeah.
And both digits,
And both are even, and it's a 2-digit number, and the tens digit is 6 more than the ones digit.
Wow, that's very cool. I think you really nailed that one, and I'm very proud of you. Great work. Now, this one here, you got 3 people that went to a soccer game together, and they sat down before the game started. During the game, George and Peter swapped seats. And then Peter and Max swapped seats. After that, George was sitting in seat A, Peter B, and Max C. Which seat was Peter sitting at the beginning of the game? So I'd like you to write down this information and see if you could figure out a way, figure out where Peter was sitting at the beginning. And you might do like an A, a B, and a C. And tell me what you think. All right, what do you think, buddy?
Hmm.
What have you written down on your piece of paper? That's the most important thing.
A with a line under it, B with a line under it, and C with a line under it.
Right, but from the information you're given, what did you write down first?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Well, but tell me what you
No,
want to do first now.
no.
What do you want to put under the A?
So the A, sheet A. So Peter, Max, and soccer game started. During the game, first George and Peter swapped seats. So
I'm thinking you should work backwards. Why not start with the end
Max
of
sitting
the
in.
game? So who is in A at the end of the game?
He was sitting at the end of the game was Max in seat C.
Okay, so Max in seat C, but so we'll put an M under C.
And
we usually
George in A and Peter in B.
Yeah, we usually read from left to
Oh,
right. So now,
I think he sat in A. I think he sat in A. Because it says they swap seats.
Yeah, but let's see. So it says the second, so the first move, okay, the first move, Peter and Max swap seats. And the beginning of the game, what happened first is George and Peter swap seats. Now, think about it. They sit down, okay? George and Peter swap seats. So the first thing that happens is that George is in A, Max is in B, Peter's in C. And then Peter and Max swap seats. And this is
So he's probably in the middle.
So, well, which seat was Peter sitting in at the beginning of the game?
Of the second. In A.
Of course. But you would never be able to do this unless you wrote this chart out. And that's what you need to learn how to do, Camp. You need to learn how to really communicate your...
Because I said A at the beginning.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, buddy. But you can't really do it by just guessing. You've got to write it down. The best mathematicians write everything down. And they are, I have to tell you, mathematicians that write everything down, they really become great mathematicians.
Why do you keep snapping pictures?
Well, because what I do is I go to a different file and I take a screenshot of what I want to copy for you, and that's what I do.
Cookies weigh 15 grams each and cupcakes weigh 45 grams each. To balance the scale, how many cookies should be placed on the right side? So cookies weigh 15 grams, 45, 2, 15. So 15 plus 15 is 30, but we need 45, so 10 more. So I'm 15 more. 3.
You better
3
be
cookies.
writing it. You better
3
be
cookies.
writing this down. Better be writing this down.
I think it's 3 cookies.
3 cookies. Now, if you wrote it down, you wouldn't say 3. So now, see, your default is to answer and then think about it. And I want you to, number 1, think. Number 2, test it. And after that, then, my friend, I want you to answer. So what happens when you wrote things down? What did you write above the cupcakes?
I wrote 40. I wrote, all right. 40. So I forgot.
So each one of them is 45.
Oh, got it. So I'm
Come on,
trying to
Cam.
do my best cupcake.
So Cam, if each of them are 45,
Oh, that's
what's
terrible.
the total? Come on, what's the
45 plus 45.
Yeah.
5 plus 5 is 10.
I hope
So
you're writing
0
this out.
carry the 1. So 45 plus 45. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 plus 4 equals 9. 90.
Yay. So now you know that the cupcakes part of the scale weighs
Is 90.
90. So now you have to think of how many.
So 15 times something equals 90.
Right. Oh my gosh. That is exactly, Cam. That is exactly what you're trying to figure out. Now think of 30 and that might be helpful.
30.
How many 30s go into 90? How many 15s go into 30? And that should help you get there.
3 30s.
Yeah. And how many 15s go into each 30?
So 6 cookies.
Yes. Oh my God. Cam, I'm so proud of you, man. I have to tell you, you are really exploding with great thinking today. Exactly 6 cookies. That's amazing. That's really incredible. Now, I don't think we're going to have time for another one, but let's kind of think about it. And then we can do some work with it next week. So Samar
likes
video.
likes
Okay,
playing
you read it.
He played a game called Loco today. He was given some Loco coins at the beginning of the game. First, he spent 5 Loco coins to buy tools. Then he used the new tools to dig out 6 more Loco coins and keep them. At the end of the game, he had total 19 Loco coins. How many Loco coins was he given at the beginning of the game? That one's really tricky.
It is.
So I'm gonna write it down.
Great.
So wait this. Wait. Everything to add up.
So tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking can't be right because 5 plus 4 just 5 plus 4 plus 16 doesn't equal 19. So I'm trying to figure out what 5 plus something equals 16. Big.
So listen, Cam, here's what I recommend. I would love if you and your dad maybe worked on this together. What do you think that would be fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of me telling you what to do here, why don't you work on it with dad? Remember, you want to be writing as much as possible. The more you write,
Possible.
that is the gateway to the brain, my friend. Okay? You write it, you think it, you write it, and then you answer. I'll see you next week, buddy. Have fun. Bye.